Pascal, oh yeah, Bongo, no be $1. Pascal, oh yeah, Zobo, no be Minera. Pascal, Safa, no be sugar. Pascal, oh yeah, Zobo, no be Minera. Alpha, come, why you see your tomorrow, Zeb? You sure say, yeah, sure, you sure tomorrow clear. Okay. Only if you know how I'm feeling. It get that in my body, he did to me today. It be like say, I go get my latte. It be like say, my ass I go shake. It be like say, I can't go. It be like say, let me out go land. Oh, good morning, you go make money this morning. Good evening, you go get that this evening. Oh.
Yeah, of course, every day we go out there to, do something and get reward. We pray today as you step out that may you, receive the what do they say? Labor reward, Abi. May you, receive all of the reward of your labor. May they come to you today. I'm Loa Funke Israel, and it's the morning show where we discuss salient issues in the country. Welcome on the show.
Good morning, and I am Paul, I think. Welcome.
Yeah, so this morning, it's no news that, a country is battling insecurity situation. It's not today we have, our continue to talk about insecurity, but now it's like it's a fresh, they are launching fresh attack, and now it's on the military base. And before we even jump into the national, on the big scale, let's come to Oshun here. And just a few weeks ago, I'm not sure it's up to 2 weeks now, when one of Amotekun personnel was killed, who was, designated to a place where there was rancor, and he decided to, go there, as he was mobilized to go there, to make sure that the issue was settled. Or painfully, hoodlums attacked him, he died, and that is even something that Amotekun was still dealing with at the time. Then yesterday we hear that again, some men were also moved to a particular place in Awo, and it's the same attack. And it was not only that, they even went to the command, to show them that, see, if you're even coming to us, now we can come to you. And this is disturbing. If you know well that Amotekun has always been a state security outfit we have in the southwest, because one security outfit cannot do all of the work. So that's why Amotekun was, introduced, to help combat some of these criminal issues in the state, especially in the southwest. That's why it's codenamed Amotekun, the state security outfit. And if we now go on other issues, of security, we've had now maybe 3 times in a row where military base was attacked in the country and Borno, and it's really a matter of concern we should talk about. Recently, the northern state governors decided they held a meeting last weekend, still on this disturbing insecurity situation. And now you hear that they are now going to military base. What do you feel about this point? Now it's not attacking humans or maybe civilians again. Now they are bringing, the war to the base. You know what it means to bring, come confront soldiers at their military base. And they were attacked in the middle of the night, 3 a.m. and all of that.
No, everything is, we have already planned everything, how it's going to happen, because 3 a.m., that is, they always attack when you are not prepared, if I should say. And 3 a.m. is the time where you know that, okay, I'm pretty sure the military did not expect them to come to their own house to attack them. So this Boko Haram issue, I feel there's no longer fear in them. For them to come into the military base, the barracks, and attack them, it's something that I don't know. The government have to look into it, and this is something. I mean, we cannot keep on fighting insurgency. Boko now it's no more headsmen. It's no more headers and farmers clash. It's now Boko Haram. When you go to the states, some states, it's the headers and farmers clash. Now Boko Haram. How long would this insecurity continue in the country? Because now, I mean, some people will see the country is not safe anymore, because you go here, it's headers and farmers clash. You go there, Boko Haram. Come on, I mean, we have enough military personnel, and that can. This is something that they can tackle. But
and same again, Plateau yesterday, gunmen on motorcycles. This is daylight, and they just came there sporadically, shoot at people who came there to buy and sell.
The question is, where are they getting these sophisticated weapons?
Yes, and
because these are weapons that are.
How should we?
Weapons
I
are
want
not.
to go to the market and I'll be saying with you, am I safe?
Thank you. That is what I'm saying.
Market is a very busy place, so you don't even know who is watching or who is coming there to attack or anything. And people are about their businesses, and you just all of a sudden you just see motorcycles, boom. Where did they come out from?
Now, are you trying to say that
they travel through a path? The people not see them.
Of course, with their guns.
You will suspect that this is a group, because when motorcycles are operating, if it's individual, they are going their separate ways. Maybe you have a passenger, but now these ones, they are operating in a group. They are coming together at the same time to launch an attack in a place, and then the movement, it should be suspicious, and people should have raised alarm and said, where are these ones going? Where are they coming from?
When if they are on a motorcycle, there's no way their guns won't be visible, because
sometimes they hide it inside their their
on
maybe they wear jalabia or big things they wear.
Well,
somehow, of course, you suspect a thing if you see groups like that on motorcycles.
I mean, it's really, really sad that in our own country we are no longer safe. You cannot go out freely. You cannot go to places freely. You are going out. Your mind is not at rest because you don't know where it's safe. These are what I'm trying to say is, these people use guns that are very expensive. Where are they getting the money from for this, to buy these guns? Where do they get these guns from? There are questions that sometimes you just ponder upon, and it just leaves you speechless, because now Boko Haram attacking a military base. Now you hear
they captured some soldiers and they were dislodged. Of course, you can't go to a military base. You have the infantry to attack a military base. Of course, you want to cut something, take away. And what will you find in a military base? Weapons,
artillery is different.
Artilleries and all of that.
Just it's really, really sad. I have to be honest. It's really sad that we are still battling with this same Boko Haram issue. Now it's multiple Boko Haram headers and farmers clash, or unknown gun.
The groups are now they're multiplied. There's a faction that break away from Boko Haram, and now Mamuda. We have the ISWAP, we have the ISIS. We can't even. They are now in numbers. The groups, just on the same mission but separate groups. They're just there to attack and unleash mayhem on innocent citizens, and now they say we're not even going after the citizens again. Let's take the war to to the people
if
who are always coming after us.
If you don't take the fight to the enemy will
bring the fight to
you. It's something that they would not just go to the military base. You can't just go to a military base.
Don't you think somehow they are being enhanced, or there's a spy, or there's
That is where I'm actually going to. That is where I'm actually going to. You cannot just go to a military base. You go there because you understand.
You're running blind.
You need the time. You need the time. You are supposed to attack, which is what, the dead of the night. 3 a.m. That is when you are, of course, yes, they are supposed to be, at alert and everything. But I feel this thing is like you said, it's something that it's spy, because you cannot just go to the military. For you to have that confidence of going into the military base to attack, it means you must have gotten intel.
Yeah, intel, of course.
It's not something you just go and then just start attacking. You must have gotten, and you still capture the soldiers. Come on, there are things that, I mean, it's visible to the eyes. You don't even need a soothsayer to tell you something. It's visible. It's sad. I just have to be very honest, because we can't be living in a country where you're living in fear. I mean, this is something that would have been, we would have, the government would have tackled a long time ago. We can't keep on fighting for how long?
But now it kind of seems like a coincidence. There's this noise about election underway, and then we see the rise in insecurity. It's like now it's not allowing the government to concentrate on something, and something at the moment. And somehow, do you think they're using this insecurity to distract or to even speak to the government? Some people are just sending a clear message to the government on this one. Because now that people are all, the politicians are on the low.
It was very, very, I mean, it was just the headers, farmers clash, that was going on. And Boko Haram, even when I saw it, I was like, Boko Haram is still existing. I thought they have, you understand, they have, make them quiet. So seeing this Boko Haram attacking military base, I was like, I mean, I thought these people were no longer. I thought it was headers farmers clash that was the.
That one is still very much.
It's still much, yes.
Present.
What I'm
now,
saying is
they've moved. We've shifted the the attention from farmer headers clash now. It's now on insurgents.
Insurgent.
And they are growing. The groups.
Well, I feel whatever is the issue. Be it election, because of this election, or trying to, if it's political, the government have to step up. I think this is the time for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to.
If it's political, it can really be dicey if it's political, because that this one is not just, there is an aim to this, to it. So if it's political, then it will have to be, the big wigs, people coming together and sitting there and know how to tackle it. Because if it's political, there are sponsors. If it's political,
exactly,
there are people behind it, and we have to fish them out.
Yes, that's why I said this is something the president now has to sit up and tackle, because now this is very soon now. I know this is what, if I should say, can now determine how the next election will be, because if it becomes very serious, God forbid, now this will now make people
it will drive the focus away from the presidency, saying that election is coming, jumping on it, and then there is security situation on your hands that you cannot handle.
Thank
and
you.
It will start to make people shift their minds away from maybe supporting the presidency. That's why I say if it's political, it is something that we really need to. It's still your morning show on Vicinity 95.3 FM. Now we will be joined by our guest in the house this morning, Dr. Yinka Andrews, who will be joining us on the show. A beautiful morning to you.
Hello, fine morning.
Yeah, thank you for joining us on the show this morning.
You're welcome, anytime.
All right, so it's no news again that the country is presently dealing with serious security situation on our hands. And why do you think at this season we're seeing the uprising of armed men and different, armed groups coming up now and, unleashing mayhem on citizens and even going to the doorsteps of, military base.
We have immediate and remote causes
Mm.
of the insecurity situation we are in our country.
Mm.
Let me start from the remote causes. You see, whether we like it or not, Africa is the center of the world.
Mm.
You notice that in Africa, we don't have ecological problems.
Yeah,
Like
true.
ecological, I mean natural disasters.
Yeah, natural
It's not common in
disasters.
Africa.
It's not.
Or here in US, in Asia,
Mm.
they hardly have that because this is the center of the world.
Mm.
All other continents broke away.
Mm.
I'm telling you about geography now.
Mm.
All other continents broke away from Africa. So that's why we hardly have ecological problems.
Mm.
Now, that is true. Solid minerals
Mm.
are embedded in,
In
Africa,
Africa.
more than any other continent.
Mm.
There is no country as gifted as Nigeria.
Mm.
The closest could be DRC,
Mm.
Democratic Republic of Congo.
Congo.
They are at war. At
Yes,
this
they have war.
Why are they at war? It's because of the solid minerals they have.
Mhm.
You see, the superpowers, instead of going through the normal channel
Normal
to approach the
channel.
government,
Mm.
go through ulterior motive. That is, they will cause war in that
Yes.
country while they steal the minerals.
Mm.
You know, they even use Africa against Africa. Rwanda M25
Yeah,
or M23.
M23.
Because
M23
we have
rebel.
to
Yes.
explain that our currency was
Yeah.
stronger.
Hmm.
There is something we did not produce that time. Maybe I should give you a little of reminder.
Mm.
You know, we had Tamoku, you remember?
Mm. Yes,
We
yes.
had
Temoko.
Otola tire.
Mm.
We had Fetor glass. Glass. We have Excite battery.
Mm.
We had this clothing manufacturing company,
Yeah, textile industry. Mm.
Plenty of them.
Yeah, where are they today?
Everything. Thank you. I'm coming.
Hmm.
Why did they stop? They realized that they needed to do something about Nigeria. The way we were going, we will soon become superpowers.
Mm.
So what did they do? They now invited some Nigerians because they couldn't do it alone. They now used some unscrupulous Nigerians to make sure that they destroy our power sector.
Mm.
Once power sector is destroyed, we will not be able to produce again.
Mm.
That's how it began. Then they used our leader then, Babangida, that we should devalue our currency. So devaluation is a policy.
Mm.
You remember Babangida was talking about conditionalities then.
Yeah.
He even said people should debate whether we should devalue or not devalue. He knew what he wanted to do. It's this Western world that told him. So he eventually devalued the Naira. That's 1986.
Mm.
So the point I'm saying is that there's a potpourri of causes.
Mm.
Now when they realize that we no longer produce, the solid minerals, they now cause war. They cause problem in Nigeria. And if you look at the north, you remember this man called Al-Mustafa?
Yeah, Al Mustafa. Mm.
Yes, of Abacha.
Abacha.
Yes, yeah.
The guy grew annoyed about 3 or 4 years ago. He said, why they are killing people in Borno especially was that there is this small stone, very tiny stone. To sell that stone alone, what we will sell it greater than what we realize from our crude oil.
Mm.
So it's not even thinking of crude oil. He said that's no stone because of the importance of that stone. And they are plenty in Borno. So they have to kill people, they have to cause war so that while they steal, we'll be contending with how they are killing our people. Those are the remote causes. And let me tell you this, whether we like it or not, we need to come together as one to fight that. Let me now talk about the immediate cause. It's politics. The immediate cause. You know how it began? When Buhari was to contest that time, remember they kidnapped some girls, Chibok. You
Chibok
remember?
girls,
Chibok
yes,
girls.
Chibok girls.
And then there were bombings here and there, so that people will now see that the PDP ruling then was a bad party. They needed to go. Now that had happened, this history is likely to be repeating itself now. So insecurity is becoming a political weapon
Yes.
that they will use against each other, if you like, or against one another. But they are more than.
Yeah, it's
So
more than two.
what I'm saying in essence is that those are the two major causes.
Mm.
One,
Remote.
international business politics.
Mm.
Two, political issues in Nigeria are the causes.
Now at this time when we understand that, okay, we are close to, because they say when you know the cause of a thing, solution is
Yeah.
near.
Yeah.
Exactly. I like that.
Yeah. So how do you think our government can really tackle this insecurity situation?
The truth is this. Let's start from the immediate causes. Let all hands come together. That's number one. If there is no buy-in from Nigerians, these killings will continue and may escalate. So let us stop blame game. You know, some people will be blaming that government is not doing enough. I agree.
Yeah.
Government is not doing enough. But are we joining the government to bring solutions? There is this governor of Benue State, Alia. You remember?
Yes.
That pastor.
Yes.
He said,
I asked Italia.
he said he knew and he knows the people
The
that
people
are causing
behind.
problem for him. Let him bring out the name. That's why I said we need all hands to be on deck, even all legs. Let him mention those names. So, then too, whether we like it or not, the government should do more. There's something called drone. Do you know that we have invisible drones? I don't know if you have heard of it.
Yes.
Invisible
You will
drones.
see something as tiny as mosquito. Not as tiny mosquito.
Yes.
You know it's a drone.
Yeah.
As tiny as mosquito is a drone. You just think it's ordinary insects flying.
Yes, insects in
Camera
your
in.
eyes.
Camera in of the places you don't know. So what I'm saying is that we can go to that extent of although we learned that even our military are producing drones on their own, but they are the common drones. I'm saying that we should go to high tech. Not only that, we should find a way of having what is called CCTV
Yes.
in most of our places so that
Those
we can record
CCTV.
what is happening.
Happening.
Yes, we should quit our military demand. Not that they don't have enough equipment, but what is killing them is the mold. That's my third reason. There are molds in the military. You know what I mean by mold?
Yes.
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 Give
Like,
us-
like spies.
Give us intel. Yes, maybe they want to say that they want to go somewhere. Enemies will have gotten there before
Gotten
them.
there, yeah, because they've been.
So these are the issues. So unless we all come together, because as I'm speaking now, these people are even listening to us. I'm telling you. So they preempt us. They know what we are saying, but we needed to see it. Let us not blame government alone. Let's talk to ourselves too. You remember that song that this Bob Marley sang? How long shall they kill our prophet?
Yeah.
When we sit aside and look. These are our soldiers. For how long will they be killing our soldiers? When we sit aside, arm akimbo and look. So these are the three ways you can do to attack this situation.
Yeah, so the National Assembly is calling for a national security summit. Do you think this is a way to address the issue? You know, making it public, calling for summit.
I spoke about this in another station. So have a summit. You see, National Assembly, some people are blaming them that they are doing nothing. You call it legislation. There's a course I teach, business policy and strategy. Yes, policy is nothing unless you strategize to make it happen.
Yeah.
So that's why the two words go together. So what National Assembly is saying is that they need to sit down and make a policy by doing think tank for them to sit down and think of the way forward. So people said we don't need that. I don't agree. They can do, but while they do that, let us continue to strategize. The Minister of Defense said that what they wanted to do is unnecessary. I don't agree. They can be doing their own on the side. At least they will come up with something. You cannot rubbish whatever they will say. It's not good to rubbish anything. But while they do that, let's continue strategizing because the minister said they are doing their own strategy. So if they now come up with their own idea, we can now add it. So I'm not against it. I'm not against it.
You're not against the summit.
Yes. Yes. But they should not use they should not use the summit to do jamboree where they will just be eating.
Yeah, that's another thing I was going to say.
Carrying women to dance. No.
When we hear about conferences, summits, they tell you they will mark a particular amount of money for it. Hey, we need money to organize the summit.
We don't want that. It is result we want. Result.
But someone like the chief of defense staff, I mean, don't you think they should up their game? Because, I mean, this summit, yes, fine, doing a summit. But, we've had so many situations where, I would say, allegedly, some military personnel will say they were close to the Boko Haram camp, and then they got a call from the order that they should retreat, and when they are very close to it, don't you think these are things that the military should look into?
Correct. I agree with you, absolutely. In fact, they should not be telling us. But this summit I say I'm supporting too, they should not tell us.
It should be a closed door, very
Tell us the result
confidential.
and just bring us your communique. I mean, you know what I mean by communique. Just read the communique to us. Stop telling us. Even the military too, sometimes they talk too much. Some journalists too, in the social media, they'll be telling us what they are doing. That they've just bought Tucano. You know this Tucano?
Yeah, Tucano jets.
That we just bought 7 Tucano. You are giving information to the enemy. It's not everything that they should be saying on newspapers or radio stations.
Put out
So please,
there.
they should try as much as possible to be discreet.
Yeah.
To be discreet with what they are doing.
Thank you. It's been a great one this morning for joining us on the show.
Anytime.
At this point, so the all over the news now, all we hear is politics, 2027 and all of that.
Yeah.
Do you think, this security situation, how the government, would they be able to handle it? Because it's now, they're placing focus on something else when there is a dire need to address something that's as serious as security.
In fact, let me start saying this. That's why I hate the word Natasha. Look at the issue we are discussing now. Should we be talking about anything? Natasha said somebody is toasting. We don't need, we should deal with serious matters. So to answer your question straight, I think we should get serious. We should look at all hands. All of us should come together. We should not use politics. Do you know this insecurity situation will be a campaign mode when campaign starts? They'll be saying government that cannot solve, that they are killing soldiers. They want to rule again. We don't need all that. These people are happy. We are soldiers, they are happy because they want to use it for political gain. I don't like this. Prefer solution rather than using it to favor yourself. This is very disheartening and not fitting that we are doing this in this country. We are playing politics with insecurity. It's very bad. I regret it.
Thank you for joining us on the show this morning. We appreciate your contribution.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Do have a lovely
welcome.
day.
Thank you.
And you will not negotiate. Just fight it. Just fight it.
Yeah, that's Dr. Yinka Ojus, and he's spoken so well this morning on how we can address security situation. I was going to say something about that summit. Let it not be bread and tea summit. All of these things.
A round table summit.
A round table summit where we have chicken and chips. The matter on ground is not chicken and chips. And I agree, matters of security, we should not always hear information. They should not always, there's some
yes.
information we shouldn't put out there. They should be discreet about the information they put out there, because these people are everywhere, and anything you make, something you don't even make public, somebody is getting information somewhere. Then
Of
when you now
course.
make it public, everybody knows. And the people who you want to deal with, they also have information.
Of
They
course.
also have technology. They listen. They have people. They have intels here and there. So something like this, I think it should be a closed door thing. Something that's this.
You said something about mole, having a mole. Even if you decide to have a closed door meeting, a closed door military summit meeting, if there is a mole, the person would definitely go and tell your information to the enemy. So
Yeah.
I feel in as much as
They should screen everybody coming for that
everybody
summit.
coming for the summit,
do you
and
get to screen?
also
It's going to-
and also I feel the military, the chiefs, not everyone. It can just be with the chief of army staff, chief of defense staff. You understand?
Just the chiefs.
Just the chiefs.
No other commander,
thank you.
general commanders or
because
other
this
people.
this situation now, I mean, if they can come into your own house to attack, that means there is someone feeding the enemy an information about you and how your household. So it's something they should be. It's not everyone. Not everyone should be in the meeting, because some people, like said, can use it as a political gain.
Yeah, and this brings me to the situation in Plateau. Before we go this morning, there's this community in Plateau that they always attack, and people say there's resources, there are precious stones in
Precious
that
stones,
community.
yes.
So that's why you see they're just trying to, just scatter the whole thing, cause chaos, so that people will not focus on what their intentions are. And we should look at this. Honestly, Africa is blessed, but
We are
when you look
blessed.
at Africa today, you can barely count the country that is at peace.
In Africa, very
Yeah,
true.
in Africa,
Very true.
and this is sad. Moving forward, we should do better. I think this should be an African conference. It's even beyond Nigeria.
Beyond
But some of
Nigeria.
these groups, emerge from other African countries. They're coming here and all of that. You see them with long hair. We don't have long hair in our own country. We're not Arabs.
Stay in your
and all of that.
country.
Yeah, stay in your country, and then we have enough on our own plate. Thank you for joining us on the show this morning. We appreciate, especially our guests who really threw light on the matter on the ground. Until we come your way tomorrow, I'm Oluwafunke Israel. The executive producer is here, Adeshola Salami.
And I am Paul Eteng. Do have a lovely day.
Yeah, do have a lovely day.
Kọjọkọjọ nígbàkúgbà bàbá ni bàbá ń ṣe. We lead while others follow. We lead while others follow. We see